Hello everyone. As you can see, we're going to study the conditionals. Our first lesson is about the zero conditional. You know that a conditional sentence has got two parts, an if clause and a main clause. As you can see here, the if clause starts with if, then the subject and the verb in the present simple. The main clause, that means the second part of the sentence, the conditional sentence, has got a subject plus a verb in the present simple. We use the present simple in both clauses. It means in the if clause and the main clause. We've got the same tense, the present simple. The sentence would be like this. If, subject, verb in the present simple, then a comma between the two clauses, then subject and verb in the present simple as well. We could also start the sentence with the main clause. We can start with this, the subject, the verb in the present simple, and if, and subject and the verb in the present simple too. And when we start with the main clause, we don't need the comma. We use the comma only when we start with the if clause. When do we use this conditional? We use this conditional to talk about things that are true or always happen, and about scientific facts that are always true. It means the result is true. Look at these examples. If you heat ice, it melts and becomes water. The condition, the result, the if clause, the main clause, present simple, third person singular, it, you add s to the verbs. If water freezes, it becomes ice. You see in these two examples here are started with the if clause. So there is a comma between the two clauses. In case I want to start this sentence with the main clause, I would say water becomes ice if it freezes, right? And when I start with the main clause, I don't need the comma. And this fact here, and this is a fact, it becomes ice, sorry. The water, when it freezes, it becomes ice, or if it freezes, it becomes ice. It's a fact. The result is always true. We can replace if with when. In the zero conditional, we can replace if with when. For example, you could say, when you heat ice, it melts. When you heat ice, it melts. Or, when you start with the main clause, we say, ice melts when you heat it. So, in the zero conditional, we can replace if with when, right? In order to consolidate what we have seen here, what we have just said, you do exercise 2 on page 92 of the student book. Then you check your answers later below the last page. Now, lesson 2 is about the first conditional. You always have two parts here in the conditional sentence. You've got the if clause and the main clause. In the if clause, we use the present simple, if, subject plus verb in the present simple. Main clause, you've got the subject as the verb in the future simple. This is different. It's not like the zero conditional. Here we use the future simple. That is will plus verb, or the short form of will, that it means apostrophe double L, plus verb. The negative form will not or won't plus verb. The sentence would be like this. If plus subject plus verb in the present simple, then the comma, then subject, verb in the future simple. When we start the sentence with the if clause, we put a comma between the two clauses, like what we see here. Look at the example. If you work hard at school, you will pass your exams. The if clause, if, subject, verb in the present simple, comma, if you work hard at school, comma, you'll or you will pass your exams. We start the sentence with the main clause. We would say, you'll or you will pass your exams if you work hard. You see here, I don't need punctuation. I don't need the comma here because I've got if in the middle of the sentence. That means I've started with the main clause and then the if clause. And I don't need the comma here. When the main clause comes first, we don't need the comma between the two clauses. When do we use the first conditional? The first conditional is used to talk about possible or probable future actions or events. The results are possible. Well, they are not always true, but they are possible. Come back to this. You will pass your exams if you work hard. If you work hard, you'll pass your exams. It's possible. Now, we can use unless instead of if in the first conditional. Unless means except if or only if. This is the meaning of the word unless. Look at the examples. He won't pass his exams unless he studies hard. It means he won't pass his exams if he doesn't work hard. If he works hard, he'll pass his exams. Unless means except if or only if. Look at the other examples. Here we've got other examples. She won't punish you if you tell her the truth. If you tell her the truth, she won't punish you. She'll punish you if you don't tell her the truth. We use unless. We say, she'll punish you unless you tell her the truth. Unless you tell her the truth. To practice this, you do exercise 4 and exercise 6 on page 92 of the student's book. And then you can check your answers on the next page. Here are the answers to the exercises I asked you to do. Exercise 2, page 92 of the student book. You do the exercise first and then you check in here. When you finish this, you can do the activities of the workbook on page 66. I hope it's clear. I wish you all the best. See you in the next video.